Hey there, I am hopping on here because it's been a hot minute since I did this, but I am hopping on here because I've been working on some things behind the scenes. I've been working on some materials and content that I wanted to offer you guys, but in the process of working on that and deciding that I wanted to talk to you guys about simplicity and rest and slowing down because it's things that I'm so passionate about, I realized that I never told you why I was so passionate about it. I never kind of told you my story. So I wanted to hop on here and just kind of give you a really quick version of why this is also important to me. As many of you know, I have two wonderful kids and I have a wonderful husband that I love dearly. Back in the late 2000s, my kids were babies. They were young. About 2009, I had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old at home. We were in the thick of it. My husband and I were working completely different schedules. I worked as a nurse, worked daytime. He worked at night as a bartender. He was also working as a real estate agent. We were working a lot because financially we were in over our head. We had properties, 2 properties, matter of fact, that were facing foreclosure. We were also knee deep in babies. We worked really, really hard and loved our babies so much. But as any of you know that have ever had young children, it is a lot of work. I was reading Facebook and I was online and I was also Googling and I was reading all these books about how to be a good mom. I had all these expectations in my head and was practically living up to none of them. Also, our marriage was shaky at best. We were in a tough spot. I won't go into the details here, but it was a rough season. Basically, I found myself laying on the floor in our living room telling my husband, I don't think I can do this anymore. And by this, I meant the pace of life we were living. I meant the debt and the bills and how we were going to work our way through those. I meant the pace of my children and the way he worked and I worked and we were back and forth and we never saw each other, and our marriage and our communication and our time together all really stunk. It was really hard. I was bitter most of the time. I was angry a lot of the time. I was irritable and snappy. And a lot of times I was having a glass of wine, 2 or 3, to check out. Honestly, I was in a pit. I've been on and off Lexapro, honestly, for twice, trying to get myself the magic pill to knock the depression out. I had been anxious, had not been sleeping. It was just a calamity of every stressor you can know. There have been some deaths in our family that have really rocked us really to the core. My faith was nothing more than prayers to God every now and then. We weren't involved in church. I grew up going to church and I really wanted that to be a part of our kids' lives, and it wasn't. But I wasn't doing anything about it. I was stuck somewhere between a young mom trying to be cool and trying to live up to all the expectations and trying to be a good mom too and a good wife. Frankly, it was a nasty time. It was just a pit is all I can say. And I was really good at pointing fingers at everyone else. I was really good at saying it was my husband's fault for being a bartender and working in the service industry and working late nights. Did that make it harder? Yeah. But was it all his fault? Nope. I was really good at being angry at my kids, and if they would just sleep or if they would just do this or that, then it would all fix it. I was really down. Over some time, and over me getting really honest with God, with myself, with my husband, and the people around me, things started to change. And what I want to do is I want to open up a group in a space online that we can talk about those things that I started to do that changed it. Because I know that I am not alone. I know there are other women out there like myself that are struggling right now, that need hope, that feel like their marriage is rocky, to feel like their marriage is maybe on the way out, to feel like maybe their kids, this parenting gig, they just rather put down the vacuum and walk out the door. Maybe you feel like this God thing, it might be good for you, but it ain't for me. He's done me wrong one too many times. And I get that. I do. My heart breaks for you because I've been there. And maybe you just feel lonely. And maybe you just feel tired. And I've been there too. That's exactly how I felt, lonely and tired. I was afraid to parent anybody. I was afraid to be honest with my husband about how I was feeling. I don't know if any of this resonates with you, but if it does, I would encourage you to go over and sign up for my group called the Living Simple Group. It sounds like we're going to learn how to declutter our closets, and yeah, that's important too. But we're going to talk a lot more about our souls. We're going to talk a lot more about marriage. We're going to talk a lot more about parenting. We're going to talk a lot more about how to live and do this life a little simpler. I'm not promising easy, but I am going to tell you it can be better. It can be better than chaos and nerves and stress all the time. It doesn't have to be. And frankly, I don't think that's what we're called to live. So if that interests you, if you'd like to hear more about my story, if you'd like to hear about some things that I did to help get us out of that pit or get myself out of the pit, I'd love to share them with you in there. I am so thankful you're here. I'm so thankful you took time to listen to this quick video, and I'd love to tell you more about my story over time. Hope you're doing well. Talk to you soon. Bye.